Hey, and welcome to our 13th episode and bonus episode with Rethinking Trauma and Transition. We are lucky today to have a friend of mine, Amanda Kempf, all the way from Houston, Texas. And how we met is on Orlando Sakuto's Open NLP group, which she hosts every Thursday. So what Amanda does is she does sound healing, intuitive life coaching, and astrology, where she helps people or individuals discover their own path of self-discovery, personal growth, mind and body spirit connection, and she harnesses the transformative power of sound and the wisdom of astrology to facilitate even healing, relaxation, and spiritual awakeness.
So you introduced me to Amanda quite recently, Rich.
Yeah.
And I think I was utterly fascinated because I haven't experienced a sound bath yet. And we thought it would be quite nice for MD that also hasn't experienced a sound bath if we could talk Amanda into joining us and sharing that experience so other people get to experience what that was like. Because what fascinated me in particular was the impact that a sound bath can have on the physiology. And I don't know whether that's something you'd like to tell us a wee bit about, Amanda, because I know it totally grabbed my imagination and my curiosity when you told me about it, and it's probably something that our listeners would quite like to hear about a bit about as well.
Yeah. So we're made up of like enzymes and neutrons and different things which vibrate on their own to make who we are, period. And sometimes when we go through life, we interact with other people and collect energy, which can sometimes get blocked within us. And so what sound does, sound kind of like in a sound bath, immerses you in sound, and it starts allowing for those things that you, those energy blockers or just energy just in you to help clear that out. Mm-hmm. So you can find like having a sound bath allows for you to maybe like sleep better, get in a better mood. Maybe you have some aches and pains somewhere. It allows for that pain or that movement to come through. So it's moving those energies that are causing some of those things to kind of out of you. And so that's why you have the type of results that you have when you have a sound bath. And I'm like, there's nothing easier than just lay there. I'm gonna play, and then you just wake up feeling a little bit better. So,
yeah. So is there anything our listeners need to be aware of before they take part in the sound bath? So anything that they need to do to get the most out of this experience?
Well, just some cautionary things is if you have large parts of metal within you, please be advised because the sound is going to bounce off of you. So you have your bone and you have that metal. Sometimes it can give you a frequency that you don't like, or it may not feel comfortable to you. So I will say just stop listening at that moment, but not necessarily that you couldn't, because I've had people have sound baths and they did have metal in them. And they felt perfectly fine. But I'm definitely like, listen to yourself. If that comes up, please take action, turn it off, be done with it. It's just at this time, it's not necessarily for you. If you have a heart monitor of any kind, that's already giving you frequencies. It's continuing to vibrate your heart to make sure that it's going. And when you play sound with someone that has a heart monitor, again, the conflict of the vibration, and it may throw it off. So definitely not suggesting that you should. But for everybody else, again, that's about the most cautionary thing that you have to be worried about. But I always say, listen to your body. If something's not feeling good, as easy as this is, and we all listen to sound or music often, if it's not feeling good, please just turn it off. If you're going to participate and you're able to participate, I would say get relaxed. Maybe you put some headphones in so you can kind of really get it over you. But it's actually not really mandatory. I've had a lot of people that have done it virtually, and all they do is just listen. They may just turn it up some, but they get the same results as well.
So what about driving? I take it if MD's driving.
Oh, yes. Don't listen to this one. There you go, Ali. That is definitely a big one. Please do not drive and listen to any type of sound bath or anything that gets you relaxed, because sound allows for you to get into a meditative state. And so when that happens, you do not want to be driving or operating any heavy machinery.
Yes.
What we're saying is,
Don't do that. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
somewhere quiet, you're not going to be disturbed. Get your headphones in, your feet up,
And
turn
relax.
off all the heavy equipment, put down the chainsaw. And
There
What
you
kind
go.
of things, Amanda, have you used this technology for?
What do you mean when you say what
So
have
what kind
I
of conditions have you helped with?
I've helped people that was dealing with depression. Maybe they also had aches and pains. For me personally, I used to have issues with my knee, with it feeling, weird. Funny story, real quick. I used to be very pigeon-toed, and I told myself a lot during that time, because I played softball, to turn my feet out so they became somewhat straight. So I think sometimes when my knee is bothering me, that's really because I have forced it to turn this way, and I've been walking pretty. If I'm comfortable, you will see my feet go in. But that's I just thought that was, but a power of your mind. I did that when I was in high school, actually, teaching myself to turn my feet the other way to make it go straight, so I can run a little bit faster or easier and not trip over myself. But someone who has aches and pains, lower back, someone having a bad freaking day, like everything just seems like it's going chaotic for them. And I'm all like, let's play a little bit. And I've played for them. And then their days kind of went a little bit smoother. They was able to like hear things differently. It heightens your intuition a little bit. If you're just frustrated, need something to relax you, maybe you're having some type of aches and pains, these are some sound is actually good to do that, as well as you talked about intuitive coaching. Sometimes when people are stuck and they can't think, or they're constantly racing in their mind, I will play for them as well, just so they can kind of, one, calm down, two, get into that meditative state. And sometimes you get the answer because the sound knows where it needs to go, and what occurs is what is absolutely needed. You just have to trust yourself and what you're experiencing in that moment, because I have nothing to do with it other than I'm just playing the different sounds for you.
So what sort of things do people what do they experience? What are the things that might happen during a sound bath for someone? Because I think you and I had a very brief conversation. We were talking about the fact that I'd tried Reiki, but I hadn't had a sound bath yet. And
yeah.
Similar?
So with sound baths, you can actually end up crying, like, because it's, again, you're releasing this energy. So sometimes they have people cry. I know for me, and I've seen other people, they have a tendency to like move a lot. Again, that is moving out of you. That energy is leaving you. Some people, again, get into a very meditative state, so they have visions. They may hear something different. They may even fall asleep, because it can bring on a very relaxative type of feeling doing that sound bath. So, yeah.
Stupid question, Amanda.
Uh-huh.
Deaf people, do they get any benefit from this sound bath?
That's good. You know what? I want to say yes. And I'm only going to say yes. And I don't know. I will have to really like reach into that. But I'm going to just say why I think so. Because it's really about the vibration. It's really about what's happening. And because we are vibrating already, I feel as though you don't necessarily have to hear it to feel it. Mm-hmm. I think if they're just in that area and they recognize themselves as, being that vibrational thing, I think their other senses sense it better, and then they can feel it. But don't quote me, I'm no doctor or anything. But in my mind, I'm all like, well, yeah, because I feel like, I've seen or saw like YouTubes or different things where they'll either like touch it themselves, because I have clear quartz type of bows. Which you don't necessarily will put that on anybody, but you can also have Tibetan bows, which is made more out of metal, and those are actually placed onto people. And then you can play, so it will still go to where it needs to. And then you also have tuning forks. And tuning forks, I wish I had one, but you kind of like ding it, and then you can place it in the spaces that you want it, almost like acupuncture, but it's just a tuning. It's just a fork. It's like a metal type of fork, and you ding it, and you can place it on the person, so they can still benefit from some level of vibration that can still help them regardless of it.
Is that the solfeggio frequencies or something, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say, because you can still, well, someone can still perform it for you. But yeah, they can definitely, that's something that they can actually do themselves if they wanted to. They can pick up, because they're either you get the Soji, did I say that correct? Frequencies.
Yeah.
And either go like that, or you can go and get the chakra tuning forks, which is geared towards your particular chakras, versus the other one is more towards the type of hertz that you may use.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So with the astrology, how does that blend in? Do you utilize that together with the sound baths, or is that not something you've worked on yet?
I don't think I've ever combined astrology. I take that back. I have. I've done like full moon events and different things, and I talked about with the energy that was coming about. So like we're getting ready. July 3rd will be a full moon in the sign of Capricorn. Yeah, because we just got the Sagittarius one was last month. So we're in Capricorn. So I will talk about, Capricorn represents the structure, even the body itself structure, the bones, the skeleton, putting things type of in order, because it's ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is about like, it's the authoritative, law and order. What are we doing right here? What are you trying to bring about? What lessons are you trying to learn? And you bringing that in and understanding those things. And so I would talk about that with people, and maybe we'll journal about it, or they'll just express it by saying it. And then I will go back and I will play sound for them. I would try to do like a meditation or something that's kind of geared towards that, the current transit of what we're talking about at that current time, and to bring that about. So again, if for example is Capricorn, I would do one that has to deal with finding some type of order in their lives and finding something that allows for them to be disciplined. So if they're trying to do something like start a business, so maybe they're needing to go ahead and figure out what's the plan? What order do I want to put this in? How can I be successful in gathering and making this a possible thing for me, and bring it to fruition? And now we were talking about those things, and then I would go into sound. And so being in a meditative state, you get a chance to like have that moment. And everyone will be different. Even if I tell you, you got into an elevator, went down, and and then turned left, I still have people who was like, well, my elevator went right, and I went up the stairs on the other side, and I didn't meet anybody, but I saw this. And so it's like, it's very subjective, because it's depending on the person. Again, sound knows what it needs, as well as your spirit knows what you need. So this is a very intimate moment to do it. And when you bring in the energies as well, like that's a grand thing. Like today is Thursday, and that is ruled by Jupiter. So that's a lot of luck and expansion and growth. So that would be a great thing to think about while you're under the sound bath.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do we do first to start, Amanda? Give us our instructions. Tell us what to do. Talk us through it.
Okay. So all I need for you to do is sit back, relax, close your eyes, allow for yourself to get in a comfortable position. And then take notice of everything around you. Listen to all the sounds. Maybe someone's talking in the background. Maybe there's cars going by, dogs barking, whatever that you are experiencing around you. Go ahead and accept that. Be okay with that. And then I want you to bring your attention to yourself on the inside. And I am actually going to change. I like using a different background for this because it adds to it. There we go. Switch it up for you all. And yes, get into that space. Allow for yourself to go within, pay attention to your breathing, whatever pattern that is, just recognize it. For every time that you take a deep breath, allow for yourself to find gratitude because that is life that represents you still being here. And I can just start playing. Are you ready? Are you okay, Rich?
Yeah, just spotlighting you, Amanda.
Oh, okay. And you'll see me moving around, but you won't necessarily see all the bows and different things that I am playing. How long am I playing for? Do you remember?
20 minutes, did you say? 10 minutes?
You said 10 minutes?
10, 20 minutes. Somewhere around there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My first ever sound bath, Amanda.
You said what?
My first ever sound bath. I'm really looking
Yes.
forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Whenever you're ready, open up your eyes
Thank
and
you.
welcome back to the light of the room.
Thank you very much, Amanda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What was that stick thing you had? Like the tube with a wooden tube with a red and yellow end? Microphone.
Oh, you talking about this one?
Yeah,
This,
that's good, yeah.
it's a rain stick.
Yeah. I find the one you played before that slightly disturbing.
You're talking about this one?
Yeah, that.
That's funny you say that. I get very mixed reviews, but it's always tagged to some type of emotion that was sparked up out of the person. So I always like to make sure I play that one, but I come back and try to clear that out for you because it's not everybody, but I've heard that, hearing that people are like, I don't know what happened. I kind of got mad, but then I didn't. But I feel good, but I don't know what that was. And it's like, I understand, like it does something to some people, but sometimes you don't know if it needs to be moved out of the way, so you can enjoy it for the next time.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Ali, how was it?
Well, I didn't know what to expect because I've never had a sound bath before. So I was very conscious. My cheekbones got really numb right across here.
Really?
And my arms from my elbows down, it felt like my forearms and my hands were quite separate from me. I was very aware of them, but they were quite separate from me. That was very weird. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a interesting, because you said you felt separated from your hands, arms.
No, I felt connected to them, but they felt separate from me. Very weird, very difficult to describe. It's like I was very aware of them, but they felt like they had their own kind of sense of space and placement. Very
Yeah.
odd. Yeah.
Nice. I like that though.
Mm. Yeah.
That's very, I haven't heard that one, but that's still a good thing to me.
Yeah. Really
That's still a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You felt very much connected. Do you do a lot with your hands?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. A lot of that. I asked that because it sounds like a lot of vibration, a lot of things that you do with your hands, because the sound made you feel more connected, like through the time. So it was like maybe like going through and connecting with that space, and maybe clearing out from things that you've done. Not like saying it's a bad thing, but we all need to cleanse at some point, almost like washing your hands. Like an energetic hand wash.
Yeah.
I like it.
So
Yes.
if anybody wants to book a sound bath with you, Amanda, how do they contact you? How would you like them to get in contact? Or do you want them to contact us and we can pass on their details, or what would you like?
I can always go to akmarie83.com and schedule it that way. They can find me on Facebook at just Amanda Kemp. Don't put the M. I think I'm going to go back and put the M because there's like a bunch of Amanda Kemps. But nonetheless, Amanda Kemp. And then on Instagram, it's Awaken Your Divine Power. And there's periods in between each word. So divine.power. Like that. And they could if they mention this to me, because I'm more than likely it'll be a virtual thing, no matter, because we just did it. Like, you can be virtual. You don't have to necessarily be here in Texas with me in order to experience it. So I know, yeah, there will be options. There's different ways of getting in contact with me, and I would love to do a sound bath for you
What
all.
we'll do, Amanda, is we'll put all your socials and all your links in our show notes anyway for you as well.
Okay. Yes, well, click the link.
Yes.
and get to me. Yes.
Absolutely. And Amanda also does graphic design as well. If you
Yes.
Yes,
I do.
Did our backgrounds.
Yes, I did. I've loved doing that. I like helping people. So I'm very highly motivated to serve other people. And you know, if someone likes to give me a gift, I take that monetary gift if they like it. I like to serve first because it's just a talent. It's just a talent. And it all started with my voice. That's what I learned. That was my first sound instrument, as to say.
Yeah.
So.
Was that your mum telling you to be quiet?
You know what? I was quiet for a very, very long time. But not anymore. I talk a whole lot more now. Definitely talk a whole lot more, maybe more than I should. Yes.
Well, we hope you've all enjoyed that. And yeah.
Thank you very much, Amanda.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on. I greatly appreciate
It's our pleasure.
that.
No, it's our pleasure.